What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Aaron. This is Aaron's Aquatics, and I'm back to talk about the shrimp that I'll be getting for these 220-gallon tanks. So the purpose of this video is twofold. The first one being, I want to tell you what shrimp I want to get for these 220-gallon tanks, considering this is my first real step into keeping shrimp. And the second is to ask you questions about these shrimp. For people who've had experience keeping the shrimp, what can I learn from you? So between both of these tanks, I'm going to be keeping one Caridina type and one Neo-Caridina type. For the tank that I'm going to be keeping with the Caridinas, I'm looking at starting with crystal red shrimp. I absolutely love crystal red shrimp. It's a great way to start into the hobby of making sure that your shrimp has ideal parameters. Tigers, Taiwan bees, those require kind of like a really fine, mature tank, something that you become experienced with. Crystal red shrimp also need that, but not really to that level. And so that's kind of where I wanted to start. I really wanted to start with them. And I think that's a great place. I absolutely love these shrimp. I'm really excited. For the Neo-Caridina tank, I'm planning on keeping cherry red shrimp. Now, there's a ton of different types of cherry red shrimp. The ones that I like to keep are the Bloody Mary cherry red shrimp. I've looked at a bunch of different types, from Sakura's to painted fire red, all different types, but the Bloody Mary shrimp really seem to have the best colors. I really like them. Just from a personal aesthetic point of view, they look awesome. They do need a little bit different parameters than some of the other cherry reds, but Neo-Caridinas, it seems in general, require more lax parameters. But that's not really why I want to keep them. I really want to take my hand at selective breeding. Something with cherries that are always breeding constantly would make it a lot easier, and something that I can really kind of learn from. And that's really what this is all about. So those are the two shrimp that I like to keep. Crystal red shrimp, I'm looking at starting maybe between grade S and SS. Cherry red shrimp, Bloody Mary. I'm really looking forward to both of these shrimp. Now, the second part of this video, I really wanted your guys' opinions. For people who have kept these shrimp, people who have had experience with these shrimp, what are your water parameters? What do you keep them at? What do you find successful at breeding, at keeping them alive? Those are what I want to know. I want to know it from you. Now, a big part of this does have to do with where the shrimp are coming from. What were the parameters of the tank that they were bred in, they were raised in? And that kind of leads me into another question that's kind of outside that, is, do any of you know of a place where I can actually purchase these shrimp from, like a reputable place? I've been doing a lot of research, and I found that there are a lot of locations that are imports that have a lot of issues when they sell shrimp to people like me. They die because of the stress of the whole situation. Now, that's not to say that all imports are bad. I'd like to know if you guys have any suggestions on where you get your shrimp. I've only known a few of them so far. I've been on Shrimp Spot and Planted Tank forums, both of which have private sellers. If you guys are familiar with any private sellers that you recommend, I'm completely willing to look at those as well, as long as they're reputable. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. So I'm looking at probably making this purchase this weekend and having these set up. So these tanks have been cycling for, I don't know, 5 weeks now? About 5 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks. And by the time they get in, it should be at least 6 weeks. The parameters are really looking good. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps it up. If you have anything to give me in terms of advice, please let me know. I'm always all ears. I read every single comment that comes through. You guys have been very helpful, very helpful. So just leave a comment in the section below. My name's Aaron. This is Aaron's Aquatics. I'll see you next time.